Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, I'm your host, Matt Morgan. How is everybody doing today? What's going on, party people? Yeah, you're listening to Car Musings. How's everybody doing? What's new and shaking and all that fun stuff? It is another fun day today. It's another hot one, oddly enough. Yeah, another hot one. It's been a lot of hot days this summer. Uh, must be something with that environment. So, who knows? Who knows? But as I've always said, domino effect. You do your part. Everybody does their part. We'll get through it. Again, I'm your host, Matt Morgan. You're listening to Car Musings. And hey, how is your integrity today? How's it been going? You've been keeping it in check? Have you been being mindful of your actions and words and everything else? This is always the question I have of people. Because the thing is that it's important to keep yourself in check. Like the saying goes, check yourself before you wreck yourself. So, before I get started, please check out themadmorgan.com for more information on our shows and resources and everything else, and helpful resources. We have a whole growing, actually, mental resource and article section, which it's like people are finding us and going, hey, this is a good resource to help out people. And they reach out, and I had some stuff, so it's kind of nice that people are recognizing the helpfulness of what we do. I do want to apologize. Once in a while, like here's the thing. I mean, I put a lot of my impact into what I say and do and everything else, but you got to remember, I do these podcasts usually at a really early in the morning, and I'm usually dead tired. So sometimes I slip, and I just want to apologize if there's any misunderstandings in any of my episodes. Please know that I am one that does not promote anything illegal. I don't promote anything harmful. I don't. I'm very logical, and I'm very peaceful by nature. That is my ways. Do I get passionate? Yes. Do I have verbal diarrhea at times? Yes, I do. But it's because I am very passionate about wanting to change this world, and I feel somebody has to speak up. Somebody has to have a voice. Somebody has to get the ball rolling. Somebody has to make the positive actions. Somebody has to, otherwise, it gets lost and nothing gets said, nothing gets done. And even if I'm yelling in an empty hall, somebody might hear it. It might make a positive change in their life. It might influence that person or persons to change the way they do things, to live a more productive and giving life, a more productive and positive life. And this is why I do what I do. It's not just for fame or fortune or anything like that. Because let me tell you, not fortune, because I'm paying out of my own pocket. And fame, yeah, there's a little bit of that, but it's not my highlight. It's trying to make the positive change. Unfortunately, like even when I'm in better times, there's still a lot to do, and somebody's got to step up and do it because nobody seems to be doing shit. So if I don't do it, and other people like me don't do it, when's it ever going to get done? This positive change. Oh, you can talk a good game and you can talk bullshit at parties and with your friends and how this and how that, but are you actually doing something about it, or are you a whole bunch of lip service? This is where the Mad Morgans of the world come into effect, and basically we're doing something about it. But yeah, unfortunately, it's an unforgiving world. So yes, we do have to, you know, be behind our personas, be behind our, you know, be behind things that keep us safe and our family safe. Because unfortunately, it's a scary world out there. And if we don't protect ourselves and our loved ones with, keeping ourselves more anonymous, and people don't necessarily share your opinions, don't really like to hear what you say. Some people live for chaos. Some people live for the disruption. Some people live for, their selfish needs. Some people are so narrow minded that they don't really want to see the betterment of the world and helping other people and everything else. It's all a me, 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 me type attitude. And it's sad, it really is, because that's what takes away from the fabric of society. That's what takes away from the fabric of our security, the goodness of society. It's the bad elements that frankly just tear us apart and puts us as at odds with one another. And that's something that we shouldn't have. The problem is that humankind needs to have we need to be inclusive. We need to be inclusivity. We need to be understanding. We need to have tolerance, empathy. We need to actually have more qualities than we do, but we don't, because we're so stuck in our routine and our agenda and our, narrow-minded thoughts and our selfish attitudes and, oh, well, am I going to get off today? You know, such unforgiving ways of thinking about things. And we justify them because it's me, 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 fuck everybody else. Well, that's not going to change anything. And that's kind of where we get stumped in evolution, because we are so narrowly minded, focused onto ourselves, that we can't find the time to look beyond ourselves to help out other people. Right? Oh, I'm going to safeguard my family and myself. All about me. Fuck everybody else. And you're going to make 1,000,001 excuses for why you shouldn't help other people, or why this person's not worth your time. Why I'm not going to bother helping this person that's obviously struggling. You make all these justifications for why you shouldn't have to go out of your way to do that for other people. And that's the sad part, unfortunately, with the way the world is these days. We're so inward focused, and it's unfortunate. It really is, because the thing is that we don't need to be this way. There's plenty to go around. But the biggest thing, and I keep telling a lot of people, the biggest thing is we got to change our attitudes. So what are we talking about today, since we're already about 7 or 8 minutes into today's episode? That's a good question. It is a really good question. What are we talking about today? You're like, okay, Mad Morgan, you're running in circles. We've heard this, we got it. Thank you for the further clarity. Yeah, thanks, I appreciate that. I'm kind of on a more, I don't know, I guess kind of a more positive note. I'm feeling a little more level-headed about the universe, about where things are at. It's kind of one of those, I see a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not a train. I do see some positivity. I've had some people that have come around, and it's nice when people reach out and come around and acknowledge you and everything else. Because, I've lost a lot of people over my years for whatever reason. And no one's ever stopped to explain things, because they never do. Nobody ever stops to explain why you lose a job. No one ever stops to explain why they no longer want to be your friend. No one ever stops to explain why they don't call you. It's 1,000,001 bullshit excuses, but no one ever stops to explain this. Again, please see previous chapter, but the fact is that people are inward focused. Does that make me any better? No. I reach out to people to a certain extent, but I'm not going to keep chasing people. I decided that a long time ago. Don't chase people. They'll come around, whether they do or they don't. Whether they do or they don't. That's up to them. Some people, will appreciate it. Some people will, of course, do it in return. Other people just get lost in their own little world, and that's just the way it is. So, things on my side, I'm still looking for work. It's been a struggle. Contemplating go back to school fucking again. Another debt load I don't frickin' need. But, Got to do something because no one's giving a helping hand. Bunch of bastards. Yeah, there's a few names I have on this short list that, frankly, are a bunch of bastards. You know, but I'm hoping karma sorts them out. I think the only thing I'm annoyed by, and I was saying that to my better half, is that I don't understand why certain people get breaks and other people don't. And then the people that do get the breaks, you know, don't do anything with it. Like, they don't. They squander it. They waste it. They've been given an opportunity and they don't. You don't prolong it. They're basically waste it. They make stupid decisions. They've been given a leg up and they waste it. It's like, fuck, why did the universe give these people breaks? While the rest of us are struggling, while the rest of us are trying to get by, while the rest of us are actually trying to make ends meet or make something of the life. Like, it's just freaking annoying trying to figure this out. Like, I'm waiting for my break. I'm waiting for a lottery win, like lottery, not inheritance or loss of somebody. I'm waiting like a lottery. Give me the 649 or the Lotto Max or Super 7 or whatever you fucking want to call it. Give me something like that and watch me fly. Holy shit. What would I do? I'd be shopping for land. I'd be shopping for land. I would get a house built to my specs. I would get a few gun safes. I would get friggin' safe room. I mean, I would start preparing for, the incidentals, like I've always advised you folks to do, and then build a life on top of that. And actually sit back and read all those books I said to myself I was going to read. Actually sit back and try to live and life and everything else, rather than shit. Can I afford to buy food these days? Because that's where I'm at now. Can I afford to buy groceries for my kid? Can I afford to pay the rent? Can I afford to pay the bills? I mean, I'm sick and tired of that bullshit. Like, I want to work, but nobody's freaking. No one gives a shit. You know, no one's caring. No one's caring. I love that. No one's caring. Karen, get it? Everybody's calling people Karens these days. And it's true. It makes you sit back and wonder. I mean, I don't want to have that be my reality moving forward any longer. I'm tired of it. Get me working. Get me working or get me a lottery win. You know? Let me live out stuff I want to do. Let me be able to have the tools and resources to be able to what I want to do. And I deserve some of that fucking freedom. Rather than my regular routine, which kind of, it's a little overcome. It's a little too much at times. Like, it's kind of a rinse and repeat. I basically do my routine, do my responsibilities as a dad, do my responsibilities, as a husband. I do all that stuff like that. I try to take care of everybody as best as I can. At the end of the day, it's like, fuck, what can I afford? Yeah, okay, I can afford to play the same game I always do, which is completely pointless. Ugh. And then rinse and repeat. That's it. Oh, but lately, though, it's been nice because it's like actually stretching my wings a little and be doing a lot more barbecues this year, which is kind of nice. That's kind of cool. So, there are some positives. You got to make the most of your moments. You can't let the weight of everything that's coming down on you come down on you full time. You have to go out of your comfort zone and live a little. It does catch up with you. Let's be honest. Like, as much as you have all the intentions and think you have all the time in the world, you have to make the most of those moments. And moments that are not at a cost or expense to anybody else. Basically, just peaceful, positive moments with people you care about. You have to savor those moments. If not doing it for yourself, do it for those people that matter to you. That's what you got to do. It's important for them. It's an importance to to keep those relationships alive, it's important to, have some resemblance of a life, because otherwise you're going to spend all your time, like I've been noticing myself recently, worrying about what you have to take care of and not doing anything about it because you're just hoping it's going to work itself out, and then you're going to start living. Well, you can't stop having some sort of life while you're trying to figure out all the assholes of the world, while you're trying to figure out why shit's not coming together, while you're trying to figure out all the other elements that make life difficult. You still have to do something for yourself. And take care of yourself too. That's important. Take care of yourself. You know, don't let that fall to the wayside, because you can only do it if you have your health, you know, to be able to do what you want to do, live the life you want to do. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You gotta keep that in mind. So again, you know, what are we talking about today? I think we're just talking about life today. You know, I've always said it's a domino effect, but you got to remember the greater scheme of things. As big as we think this world is, it's a lot smaller than we actually think it is. And we influence each other more than we realize. But don't have a hidden agenda. Just be a good person. Just be a good person and do the right thing. Because, as much as you think that partying all the time, getting drunk or stoned, or all this crap amounts to anything, it amounts to shit. Right? It amounts to shit. If you think taking advantage of somebody or a situation, or, getting stoned or drunk out of your tree is productive in the greater scheme of life, it's not. If you think taking advantage of somebody for your own amusement serves any purpose in this world, it doesn't. It takes you further away from leaving a legacy and makes you one of those people that gets forgotten as soon as you're in the ground. So my point being here is that why not live each day to make a change and a positive change? Back to the domino effect, right? Back to the domino effect. Make a change that is positive, that is productive, that is serving the greater good, not just yourself, and go with that. Build that legacy. Because the thing is that the only way you're going to build that legacy is by doing the right thing, is by following the structure of society, following the rules, doing everything that is intended for everybody to follow. And then there's no issues, really. I see a lot of people on the daily being assholes, and there's no need for it. You have no idea how much you affect people when, you think that the rules don't apply to you, and you can break the law, and you can speed and not operate a motor vehicle correctly, knowing how to fucking signal and shit like that. Like, this all affects people. People are always watching. And your actions lead to other people's temperament, and other people's attitudes, and other people's approach on the day. And towards others. Like, again, see the domino effect. So, live each day doing the right thing. And that's called integrity. If you can actually honestly look yourself in the mirror and go, fuck, I did everything, I had integrity today. Well, that would mean, if you truly had integrity, you did what you were supposed to do, you followed the rules, you did everything by the book, like you got into your car, you didn't speed, you signaled, you didn't drive recklessly, you were kind to people, you weren't rude, you were, productive, positive, everything else. I mean, all these things, it doesn't mean you're a goody-goody. It just means that you did everything that society, in a civilized society, would expect of you. Right? And if you did all that, you had integrity. That's the thing you got to remember. That is the integrity. If you did everything that you're supposed to, you have integrity. Don't just make it up in your life that you think you have integrity because, oh, well, you're amazing. You're not amazing if you can't do the right thing when no one else is watching. That's what integrity means. You got to remember that. That's what integrity means. Doing the right thing when no one else is watching. And if you can't, then, you don't have integrity. Idiot. Fucking morons. Yeah, because you swear at somebody for being a moron doesn't mean you lack integrity. Because you're saying it to yourself, so keep that in mind. It doesn't mean you're a bad person because you're not influencing anybody. You're basically just exhausting your frustration with people that are morons and ignorant and don't want to fall in line and be a productive, civilized person in society. You gotta let it out, my friends, because if you don't let it out, if you don't yell at friggin' your frustrations out, you get bottled up and it just drives you wacky. Just yell it out. Yell it out once in a while. You know, frustrations. Because it's important, voice yourself in a constructive manner. Be positive in a constructive manner. Educate where you can in a constructive manner. Help people understand their shortcomings. The problem is that people like using these slogans like, "Oh, mind your own business, bud." Oh, what does it have to do with none of your business? Blah 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 blah. Okay, you ignorant prick. Like, yeah, where is this benefiting anybody? Because you're not changing your ways to learn the right things to do. You know, learning to change your ways to live the right way, right? So, that's the thing. My friends, I really hope for some of you that are listening that you truly learn to comprehend what integrity means and what it means to be a good person and leave a good positive mark on this planet. And I'll leave you food for thought here. Do you realize that we could probably be more evolved, live longer lives, happier lives, be further along in the evolution scale if we all had integrity, if we all lived a good life, if we all were positive, if we were all more selfless and less selfish? You know, something to think about as you go about your day today. There's going to be a lot of bad actors, and as much as you'd like to smack them across the head, educate them. Try to help them understand. Catch them alone though, because the problem is that there's some people that are so lemmingish in the sense that individually you can approach them. When they're in a mob, they become fucking brainless zombies, which frankly can't think for themselves. They truly get into a negative mob mentality. You don't want that, right? You don't want to deal with that crap. So you do definitely want to make sure that anybody that you approach to try to assist and educate and help them get out of their ignorance, catch them one-on-one. Don't catch them with anybody else that can be the negative influence that basically, you know, spoils your efforts. You really have to catch them one-on-one. You have to catch them when they are approachable, because otherwise it's just a waste of time. So keep that in mind. But don't give up. That's all I'm going to say. Don't give up. Don't give up whatever struggles you're having in life right now. Just don't give up. Don't give up if you're trying to do right, if you're trying to live positive, if you're trying to live a good, decent life as a normal person in society. Don't give up. Life gets difficult. It does, but don't give up. That's all I'm saying. Just keep struggling, keep pushing forward. it's difficult to find the motivation. I know. I know how difficult it is to keep the motivation. It is difficult. Fuck, I can't get out of bed some mornings because I'm so frustrated. Because I don't understand why I've worked so hard in life and worked so hard to be having skills and being a good person and everything else, and I still have the struggles. It doesn't make sense. But you got to find that inner reason for why you do it, whether it's loved ones or whether it's just for a better day tomorrow. Find that inner thing and just push forward. Just keep pushing forward. You can do it. Because you know what? If you don't give up and you keep pushing forward, there are better days ahead. Just trust me on that one. You can make any life that you want. You just have to not give up on that. So, I'm going to leave you with that, folks. I don't even know what to I don't even know what to title today's episode. So I'll see what the phone says. Um, it's been an interesting talk. I mean, I hope it was helpful for some people. You know, not necessarily rehash, but maybe more perspective from previous episodes, hopefully. You know. I love you all for tuning in. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you listening. Um, if you can help out, great. I would love to do more things. I'll tell you, I would love to do more things, but I got to get back in a financial um, footing because I'm getting into the red, and I would love to get into financial footing. And the thing is that by the time you listen to this episode, uh, today's date's like July 17th, so you're probably not going to listen to this till probably at this rate. With how many episodes I have in queue, you'd probably be listening to this probably going close to September. So it's been like a month or so. I'm hoping I can get caught up with the episodes and do them more regularly. But that, as I said, is based around availability, money, state of life, everything else. Put it this way. The day you see that I have more and more episodes coming out per week to get caught up to when I record them to when I release them, hell, if I'm actually in a financial situation where I can record and release the same day, then life in Mad Morgan's world has gotten a hell of a lot better. So let that be the benchmark. When you start seeing episodes recorded and published the same day, yeah, life is good. So I'm hoping to get there. Wish me luck. In the meantime, please check out themadmorgan.com for information about our shows and everything else. I keep adding stuff to that. Also, there's a sports section there. If you're feeling so kind and generous, if you have the extra means, I would appreciate that for myself and also my family. Um, and there's also information on that as well. You'll find us in some of the social media outlets, the Facebooks and stuff, but I don't really keep those on a regular basis. As I said, it comes down to timing between responsibilities. Unfortunately, we don't have a LinkedIn anymore, thanks to a certain asshole. See previous episodes for that, a guy named Moses and his bunch of friggin' Muppets. Anyways, I'm going to sign off. I'm your host, Matt Morgan. Keep your integrity in check. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next episode. Bye for now.